Wallahi, so do people go there for the money? I mean, do people go accept jobs because there's money? The INEC chairman before that. I know Professor Jega. I know him, I know his family, I know the integrity of his family, I know where he comes from. I know his person. Don't go there because of the money. Family, name, how you were brought up, who you're. We were brought up in a way that this crass accumulation of ill-gotten wealth has never been what wakes us up in the morning. That's why I fought in the NHIS. At that time, I was in control of real money, not this paper money that President Tinubu has made the Naira. Real money, more money than most of these governors. And I could have. But that's not the way we were brought up. That's not what wakes me up in the morning. Crass accumulation of ill-gotten wealth. So if a Mopitan is there because he sees the money, it's not going to last. All this money, we've seen governors, we've seen ministers, we've seen this. You look at them today. God will not bless this kind of blood money. Will not. So take a path of honor, Professor Amopitan, and recuse yourself. You don't need to go back to the university, open your own practice. You're already known. You're an SAN.
And let me put it right up, because before people listening will think I was saying maybe he will steal money. I said that he has that huge budget because ability to dispense favors, and all of that. And there may be some of the people he has empowered will say, oh, come and be governor of Kogi State in future. But okay, let's go to the next question, Prof. By deleting those tweets, victory is sure. One, and then another one, Ashiwaju, showing obvious preference for a candidate in an electoral contest. My comment earlier was that it's not a crime to have a preference in an election. After all, we're adults, we're citizens, we're expected to vote. But I would have expected the part of honor to be, that was my views then, or those were my views then. But now, in spite of all of this, I found myself on this chair. So going forward, I would behave as expected, to be impartial. But going ahead to surreptitiously delete those tweets, why are you deleting them? Why are you changing the name? Why are you saying it's a parody account? Prof.
Right, and to be honest, I saw someone from one of the media outlets interview him. I think you need to sit down with him and ask him too. And he should not be shy. He needs to open up and talk to people. That is the only way. You see officials in this country, from the president to the ministers to the generals, everybody hiding, not talking too. You need to, just like he sat down in his office, you honestly need to ask to sit down with him. Maybe he didn't realize that. Maybe it wasn't him that did all the deleting. Maybe it was this. He needs to talk to the nation, address that. But failing that, he's already a bruised INEC chairman, and the honorable thing to do is honestly to go. And we are telling the international community, they're hearing, they're listening to us, that we are not going to accept an election superintended and conducted by the current INEC chairman because we do not believe it's going to be fair, it's going to be just, it's going to be independent. So if anything happens after that, we've already raised the alarm from here. And why would the president, and I said it before, for goodness sake, Mr. President, why are you hanging on to a person that's going to cause you so much trouble? Why? If you're looking for Yoruba man, if you're looking for a professor, if you're looking for SAN, if you're looking for Christian from Kogi, there are 1,000,001 people that you could go look for. And just forget this controversy. We don't need that, to be honest. Nigeria has a lot more problems than this. You cannot hang on to any one person. Nigeria is bigger than any one person, for goodness sake. And the longer you hang on to him, the more entrenched, the stronger we are in our opposition to his being there, and the more we tell the world that we are not going to accept any election conducted by the current INEC chairman. Mr. President, hear it loud and clearly. Our American partners, our European partners, our world partners need to hear that an election is coming with an INEC chairman that we do not believe is going to be fair and just. End of story. We are saying it now in a very calm, in a very civil way to the president, for him to know. If he's not listening to us, people around him need to tell him. The closer it gets to election, the more difficult it becomes, and the more the tension, and the more the suspicion. So why are you hanging on to him? What does he have that a lot of people in Kogi cannot have? So, Mr. President, let's move on. Get us somebody who we can all trust. End of story. That's all we're asking. And another thing, and I reached out to some of our military leaders in the past. Did you see tanks deployed to the INEC?
Headquarters.
INEC headquarters. I have friends calling me from all over the world asking, Usman, what's wrong? Brand new tank to the INEC headquarters. What in God's name was the military doing there? The military is showing the world that there is a problem. And it's showing the country that it is partisan. It is the armed wing of the APC. The military has no role in it. It was bad optics, and I'm glad they pulled the tank out. I don't know, they're not even thinking. If you want to send anybody there, send the police. The military should not be seen anywhere near our politics. Should be away. So please, 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 don't ever do that again. Military, do not deploy any soldier or any tank. That brand new tank, don't we need it in Benishek? Don't we need it in Konduga, Ngoshe, in the northeast? A brand new tank, you're deploying it to the INEC. What's wrong with our military these days? The military leadership, they are not politically savvy, or somebody is not telling them the truth. Don't get involved in this messy politics, because you'll be burnt. Internationally, they're looking at you and saying, why are you here? And nationally, people are saying, you're taking sides already. You're the armed wing of the APC. I'm glad they pulled it out, and I'm telling them, I'm calling on our military, don't get involved. Soldiers are not happy in the war front already. And you have tanks, brand new tanks at INET headquarters. Don't do that again, please.
Now, on April Fool's Day, he came up with the news that he had derecognized ADC leadership of the chairman, David Mark, and National Secretary, Rauf Aregbesola, on the pretext that there's a factional chairman somewhere who's a certain Nafiu Gombe, who claimed he didn't resign, that the so-called letter purportedly written by him to resign was a forgery. Now, he had gone to the Federal High Court, and he didn't get the judgment or something, and then David Mark went to the appeal court, and appeal court said, no, we can't get involved. Let him exhaust the case at the Federal High Court, but you guys return to status quo ante bellum. Based on that, INEC chairman said, oh, we got letters from wherever. And I was thinking, when I was listening to him, that, do you take decisions based on letters or judicial pronouncements? If the court said, let the trial court deal with the substantive matter, meantime, parties maintain status quo ante bellum. And then Professor Josh, the chagrin for me was that it interpreted status quo ante bellum to mean, decapitate the entire management of the political party, ADC. Before I even go further, how did this news come to you?
Maybe he's acting there as a lawyer, as an SAN. Which I'm serious, which he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be the one doing the interpretation. I'm not a lawyer. But I'm glad, I understand the Supreme Court is hearing it. For goodness sake, they should stop this rascality going around. Nigeria is on a tender hook. Whatever we need to do, the executive, the judiciary, us talking, everybody, the media, we need to. People are not happy in this country. People are dying of hunger. Our soldiers are dying. Our officers are dying. They are watching us. They are out there taking bullets. They are watching us in Abuja talking in air-conditioned space. Instead of sorting things out so that we take care of them to do well. We send them there. We are here arguing about things that shouldn't be argued. The INEC chairman should know his place and leave the court to do their things. And I'm glad the Supreme Court will make the judgment. And I'm calling on the Supreme Court too, our judiciary. You are part of this country. You don't want things to go up in flames just because of somebody's ambitions or somebody's I must be there, da 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 da. No. Take a bow. You've done your part. You'll forever be seen as an INEC chairman. We are all seeing it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what we are seeing, what the whole world is seeing, and what we are telling the world is all he wants to do is to decommission all the parties so that he will be his APC and he will be the only presented candidate in 2027 election, one-party state of 30 whatever governors. They've destroyed the PDP, they've destroyed Labour Party, and now this, the new bride in the bloc ADC, they're causing trouble in the ADC. I heard even in Adamawa, some kids came out and gave a press conference and said they've suspended Atiku Abubakar and Babachir Lawal, who is the chairman of the Northeast. Yes. So they just want to cause trouble all over, so that by 2027 he is the only candidate. Let me put it on record. The ADs, the APC, and all their apologies, and the president, one-party state and dictatorship in this country will be vigorously fought. It's not going to happen. We're not going to allow it to happen. He fought the military. He ran away, and he wants to come and be the dictator. One-party state has never happened in Nigeria. It will not happen. We will fight. So if you don't want to cause trouble in this country, Mr. President, allow the space for opposition to present their wares to the people and let people accept. You are breeding trouble. We've said it. And the security services, you better be careful. Stay out of our politics. Don't send your tanks on the street to go and shoot people when people come out, because there is no security, no police, no military that can quell the anger of an angry people. We've seen it. Why don't we learn lessons from the past? Look at what happened in Nepal. Look at Bangladesh. For goodness sake, we're not learning. We're going through that same. Instead of the leadership, their security service, the DSS, the NSA, and the military telling the president, we are heading to trouble. You better pull back. We shouldn't allow that. And we do not see how our military or our security services will allow this. Mr. President, they're not telling you the truth. One-party state is a no-no in Nigeria. And this repression of opposition will be vigorously opposed. Look at what they are doing to Nasir El-Rufai. They're bouncing him from one court to the other. They want to decommission him so that he is not active till 2027. They release him. They're very nervous. We are not going to allow that. Allow the space, just like your turn was allowed. President Muhammadu Buhari allowed you to go through all of whatever you did. Whatever you did, and you became president. Thanks to Nasir El-Rufai and 62% of the votes from Muslim North. They voted you. And now you don't want people to have free expression? You're bringing an INEC chairman that you know is bruised. You are destroying all parties. You are preventing this party from conducting its convention. You are amassing money. I was reading the 2023 budget, the 2024 budget, and the 2025 budget, all these budgets, none of them was implemented.
The capital component of them?
Yeah, none of them. They only give the ministries money for salaries. So I was asking the senator, why don't you do, what do you see, why don't you raise your voices when you go for oversight? He says this 10th assembly, there is no oversight. What are we going to oversight? To go and oversight that, have you been paid your allowances or salaries? No capital project, nothing. All this money has been accumulated to fight election. 3 years. 3 years. For goodness sake. Money meant to work for people. Ministries, go and ask ministers. Go and ask the minister. No minister, they just leave them with this SUVs and sirens. Nothing. Many have to, out of their pocket, to pay for their office stuff. They've been accumulating money, doing budgets. 2023 when he came in, 2024, 2025, none of these budgets have been, but they've been written. We bought this, we bought this tank, and the money is waiting to fight elections.